Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Thursday, July 8th, 2021. A lovely day. Really was a lovely day. Let's talk about this. Why was it such a lovely day? Well, stocks can sell off. But what are we talking about here? Let's see. Nothing. So the market dropped today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell about 0.7%. The NASDAQ 0.7 or 8%. S&P 500 about the same. Not even 1%. Not even 1%. Okay. As a matter of fact, stocks were down much lower earlier today. And guess what happened? They're buying the dip. I can't believe they're buying the dip again. Yeah, it's not going to stop here, especially after what we heard from the European Central Bank today, what the Federal Reserve is doing. Again, we have a lot to talk about here. So, okay, big whoopee deal. Like I said, the market did sell off a little bit today, and I mean a little bit. And of course, you got the usual, oh, this is it. It's a crash. It's over today. How about no? No. Really? I can understand why people say these things, especially looking at the yield curve. 10-year yield right now, 1.28. I mean, think about this. Any individual or company, entity that is willing to hold debt in this particular environment is guaranteed to lose money when you weigh that against the actual rate of inflation. They're guaranteed. What kind of an idiot would invest in an investment vehicle, that is guaranteed to lose money, to lose purchasing power? You gotta be brain dead. But understand that there are a lot of brain dead people out here. So I don't know what they're thinking here. But that's okay. Let them play their game. If they just want to lose money, that's fine. That's lovely. It's just not me. Absolutely not. So let's see. So yes, I can understand looking at the yield curve pointing toward, I mean, come on. Everyone's starting to talk about it. Did you see Fox Business today, CNBC, Bloomberg? Look at that yield curve. Oh, it's pointing towards slowing growth. Duh. We're not growing at all. We're just exploding the debt. See, but they can't tell you that. And what about all this news we got today? Unexpected. Oh yeah, jobless claims unexpectedly rise. They don't expect it to happen. No, they're drinking the Kool-Aid. They're buying the lies and the propaganda, I suppose. I don't know. Crude oil today, nice turnaround. Got a bit higher, very nicely, over $73 a barrel and change. Again, we're going much higher with regard to crude. You all know that. Dollar lower today, despite the fear in the debt market, 10-year yield cratering. I mean, it's an astonishing thing. Like I said, just a few months ago, the 10-year yield was about 1.8. Now we're at 1.28. Oh yeah, this is a great sign of a booming economy. Ask the Federal Reserve, who just said yesterday that we're not booming. Oh, wait a minute. But you're not supposed to know that. Sorry. Forget I said that. Yeah. Turn on any of the smiling faces on the mainstream, and they're going to try to convince you that what you're seeing is not real. We need to talk about that. But let me just finish a few other things. Gold and silver today fell under a little pressure. Not much. Cryptocurrencies remain under pressure. I don't care. You know that. Let's move forward. So again, we got this jobs number today, and of course it was unexpected that it gained. They were expecting, this to be great because our economy is booming, for which it's not, people. And how about this little piece of information here? Year over year, food prices are up 33.9% year over year. A lot of people would call that hyperinflation. I think that's pretty freaking epic. I think you would have to agree. Now, here's another lovely piece of economic news. Keep that one in mind. So year over year, food prices are up 33.9%. I got to write this stuff down. I can't remember. Now, here we go. This is something that actually it's very sad to hear, but to be expected as well. So 29% of unemployed workers who are actively looking for work, 29% of these people have been out of work for a year or more. That's according to the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Does that sound good to you? 29% of unemployed workers actively looking for work are out of work now for longer than a year. That is a pretty staggering number, 29%. Oh, but we're booming. Now, here's another thing I want you to pay attention to. I mean, it just keeps on coming here. So, consumer debt is skyrocketing. So we found out today, like again, that U.S. consumers are borrowing cash at historic paces. They just can't get enough debt. They're borrowing beyond their eyeballs and then some. And some of these people are doing this just to make ends meet. You see, that's what you would expect to happen in a society that's shifting away from a middle class into a extreme haves and have-nots environment. What else would you expect? I mean, the writing is on the wall. It's everywhere. Now let's move on. Let's move across the pond here a little bit. So the European Central Bank, this is what they're saying. When they say things like this, it really drives me nuts. I'm not kidding you. So the European Central Bank is going to let inflation run hot. They're going to let it run hot. So what they're saying is they're raising their inflation target. How many of you find it, I don't know, entertaining, disturbing, twisted, that these central banks, including the Fed, have a target inflation rate? In other words, they're telling you that they're going to devalue the currency at a certain rate, whether it's 2%, 2.5%, whatever it might be, in an environment, people, where we have runaway inflation. I mean, like I just said, year over year, food prices up 33.9%. A lot of people would think that's pretty freaking epic. I think that's pretty freaking epic. Energy prices, it's insane. But again, we have central banks here working in concert that have an inflation target telling you, okay, this is our target. It's lovely. And that means we're going to devalue the currency so we can hit it. But how come no one's talking about that? Again, none of our so-called... Do you feel, again, I'm going to ask this question. Do you feel like you have representation here in the United States? Do you feel that in whatever state you live in, that your representative represents you? Or do they represent the corporate agenda? I mean, this is quite an environment we are in. Again, we have corporate America stronger than it's ever been. Record profits, windfalls. Big pharma, I mean, this is the greatest thing that could happen to them in the history of the world, the scamdemic. Corporate America doing great. Small businesses all but wiped out. Middle class going away. They're going extinct. First of all, does any of that surprise you? Or is it exactly like I said would happen before it did? Because I explained this to you for I don't know how long, that you have a target on your face, it is tattooed on your face, and you can't get it off if you're a member of the middle class. You are under attack. You've been under attack for years. And it's just only going to get worse for you. And again, with these numbers coming out here, 29% of unemployed people who are actively looking for work, out of work for more than a year. That's supposed to be a booming economy. Look, they can throw any kind of numbers they want at you. These are the ones they're letting us know about. So the real numbers must be astronomically worse. I mean, you can find this information right from the BLS website if you'd like to. I don't know. It's just absurd to me, people. I don't know what to say about this anymore. Look, we really have to look out for each other. I don't know another way to put it. For example, I had this party on July 4th. A lot of that was to get you guys and girls together. So you guys and girls could meet people on the same page. And with regard to this blog, and especially on my website, traderschoice.net, the chat room, go over there for a moment and just have a look at the like-minded people over there. This is what it's all about. That's why I have it up there. It's all for you. It's not for me. I show up in that chat room once in a while. But for the most part, it's for all of you to get together and converse with people and say, okay, you know what? This is what's going on. This is what we're going to do about it, because we must stay on the right side of this free fall. We are in an economic collapse like we've never seen before. Okay, but the market, we hit record highs yesterday. S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Today we sold off a little bit. Big freaking deal. Even with the yield curve literally collapsing before our eyeballs, the market barely moved. It barely moved. And this is not a crash of the market. The Fed's going to continue to buy it all, okay? And if they have to, they'll buy the stock market. They have a trading desk. You don't believe me? Look it up for yourself. The New York Fed has a trading desk. They buy stocks. They buy the stock market. With cash, they just miraculously create out of thin air. Nothing, people, is what it seems in this environment. And you all know that. It doesn't even require a duh. Seriously. All right, people, look, that's about it. Important video. I covered all kinds of lovely things for you. I want to hear from you. What do you think about this stuff I cover, let's say in this video? Pick something I covered here in this particular video and comment about it. And I promise you, I will read the comments. Even if I don't respond, I will read them. And that's it. I'll see all of you in the morning. Love you a lot.